All right, let's take a look at this and see who has late fees. Jesus Christ. Christian Hanna still has Zombie. He's had this forever. It owes me $47.50. Devon Graham, looks like he still has The Best of Raw. $30.25. Are you kidding me? Why isn't Evil getting on these guys? Holy shit. Got Drewski McGillicuddy. How does he have so many movies? He's got Halloween, Halloween 2018, Halloween 2, Halloween 3, Halloween 4, 2 versions of Halloween 6, Halloween H2O, and Halloween Resurrection. And he's had them since Halloween. I'm gonna call him. I'm cutting him off. I guess he must really like Halloween, though. Hello, internet fans, and welcome to 3B Video. I'm your host, Rotten Roger DeMarco, and today we're going to be talking about Tobe Hooper's 1995 film, The Mangler. Yeah, buddy. All right, so here is your plot synopsis. We have a possessed laundry folding machine that gets a taste for blood and tries to kill Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs. And you have Robert Englund in old man makeup. There's a little bit more to it than that, but before we get into my overall thoughts of the film, first, let's take a look at
Ryan Rogers! Splatterfest.
We have 7 dead bodies. We have 0 titties. We have gratuitous pill popping. We have old lady folding. We have 1 possessed laundry machine. We have 1 possessed ice box. We have steamed skin. We have transference of evil. We have handgun versus laundry machine. We have gratuitous leg braces. We have arm chopping. And we have 1 laundry machine exorcism. The methods of death include but are not limited to folded, suffocation, cancer, it's a bitch, bled out, mooshed, steam pressed, and cut in half. All right, so now on to my overall thoughts of this film. First of all, can't talk about this movie without saying that this is based on a short story by Stephen King. Short story by Stephen King, directed by Tobe Hooper. It's got to be a winner, right? This movie has a lot of things going for it, which I'm going to get into right now. So the laundry machine itself is big, it's menacing, it has a very unique presence on screen. I don't really know how else to explain that it's a possessed laundry machine that gets a taste for blood, and it's scary, kind of. The setting of Blue Ribbon Laundry is sweaty, disgusting, and this movie does a really good job of kind of shedding a little bit of light on what it's like in a factory setting, for those of you who've never worked in a factory. This is obviously, on one side of the spectrum, the shittiest of the shitty places that you could work, but it is all sort of grounded in some form of reality, where you see that the people who run the laundry don't necessarily care about the employees, and they don't necessarily care about ailments or the temperature in the building. They really only care about getting their job done. And it's not subtle, it's right in your face, and Robert Englund does a fantastic job as Bill Gartley, the man who runs Blue Ribbon Laundry. And he is despicable in every aspect of the word. He is not a good person. He really chews up this movie. This is an excuse to watch Robert Englund be a total monster for an hour and a half. And it's kind of cool to see Robert Englund in this old age makeup. He is a fantastic performer who can do anything, even through layers of makeup. It's nice to see him get a little recognition for something other than Freddy Krueger. And he does excellent in this role. He makes you hate him from the second you see him, which is different for him since he's so used to everyone kind of idolizing him as Freddy Krueger. And in this movie, he is kind of the worst of the worst. And we have Ted Levine playing John Hunton, the detective who is on the case of the accident at the laundry at the beginning of the film. And he is very grounded in reality. He refuses to believe in any of this hocus pocus, possessed laundry machine, hoodoo, voodoo bullshit, right up until it's almost too late. The character that he plays is excellent. He's damaged. He's got something going on in his past that they never really say. You just leave it up to the audience that this detective has had a really rough go, but he does great in this movie. And it's good to see Ted Levine as a good guy. You don't really ever get to see Ted Levine as a good guy, and in this movie he runs away with that role and kicks major ass. Another thing that's great about this movie is that it does not shy away from the gore effects. Every time that there is an accident involving this laundry machine, the outcome is super gnarly, and it is top notch when it comes to the effects work. Very gross, and it will make your stomach a little queasy, some of the stuff that you see in this movie. It's a different type of horror because it's not people getting stabbed and that being the end of it. It's this machine literally mangling the bodies. So what you're left with is sort of like a pile of a person right in your face. They don't shy away from it. And I think that sets this apart from some of those mid-90s horror films that were just a little too shiny. This one feels very much like a period piece, like a noir set maybe in like the 40s or 50s. You know, the classic detective vibe. Everyone's driving these really old cars. The laundry machine is old looking, refrigerators and things like that. Everything feels like it's set in a very specific time period, but you can't put your finger on it because it feels modern, but it also feels old at the same time. It's tough to explain, it's tough to describe, so that makes it a timeless tale. The one negative really about this film is that the CGI has not aged very well. And I remember the CGI not being that great when the movie came out in '95, but the whole movie surrounding it is so good that it's forgivable. But that is the one major downfall in this film, is the use of CGI without trying to hide it. They don't try to shy away from it. They were very confident in the finished product, shall I say. So it's in the light, it's in your face, and it doesn't hold up very well. But that's the one negative mark I have on this film. The one thing about Stephen King's writing is that the characters all feel very real. They all seem like they have this depth to them that is different from a normal film, is different from a normal horror film. You feel like these are real people that got picked up and dropped into a horror story. And that is just a testament to the way that Stephen King writes his characters. The early 90s horror, the mid 90s horror, all has a very specific vibe and feel to it. And this kind of stands above them all with the way that the characters act. There are some weird things about this movie, like during the finale of the film when the laundry machine does come to life and attacks Ted Levine. Weird character choices in this part of the film, where instead of just running out of the building, they run deeper into the building, which is another weird thing about horror movies. This is just a factory, but then when we get into the basement, these corridors, these hallway corridors are like 20 feet wide. It's like raining down there. There's spiral staircases. There's all these weird things. And you think, what did we change locations? Did we move? What are we doing here? It's a very weird basement to the factory. I don't know, it always just struck me as odd every time I watch the movie, where I go,
I don't think that is part of the same building.
You have fun with it and you just go along with it. It's a movie about a killer laundry machine. That's a thing. That is a sentence that I have now said multiple times in this review. Killer laundry machine. But in my personal opinion, this movie is 100% popcorn as fuck, because it's a movie about a killer laundry machine. It's a movie where Ted Levine plays a good guy It's a movie where Robert Englund has old man makeup and leg braces, and they sacrifice virgins to a fucking laundry machine. If that doesn't say Friday night, I don't know what does. Guys, this movie is too much fun to be ignored. So if you have not seen The Mangler, click the link in the description and get a copy for you today. But I suppose I should probably get going, because these assholes got to pay some late fees, and I'm gonna make them. All right, you gotta get out of here, because I need to make some money. Let's call this fucking Christian up.